Okay, I want to talk to you a few little words of warning about correlations. Unfortunately, the word correlation gets thrown around way too much, and people use this term often when they just mean relationship. Okay, correlation statistically is a very, very specific thing, and we don't want to look foolish and use the wrong thing. Okay, so all a correlation means is that there's a relationship, there's an association between two continuous variables. And another important thing is people also assume that a correlation means that there's a causal relationship between two variables. This isn't true, okay? We have to be really careful about it. So one sort of silly example I give is that imagine you've been hired by the public health authority of a certain community, and the head of that group has found that they have a correlation between ice cream sales and the crime rate. Okay, a positive correlation. So there's, as one's going up, the other one's going up. Okay. So this group has decided that clearly, all right, we're going to ban ice cream sales because there's this relationship. Okay, and they've clearly made the mistake that the relationship is causal, that ice cream sales lead to an increase in crime. Okay, well, let's think about this. Let's just forget statistics for a moment. Let's just be logical. Okay, do you really think that everybody's like getting hopped up on ice cream and then going and committing crime? Probably not, okay? But let's think, can we think about some other variables that might actually be the cause of both or might be related to them, okay? So one thing is, when do you buy ice cream? Okay, probably when it's warm, okay? And there are some other things that tends to happen when it's warm. We do know, based on a lot of studies, that the hotter it gets, actually, the more crime that happens. Okay, people get all agitated and do bad things. Okay, there's also something else that tends to happen, at least in the northern hemisphere when it's hot. Kids aren't in school. Okay, this leads to all sorts of problems. They get bored, they do dumb stuff. Because we didn't say, it was murder, we just said crime. So maybe it's just, shoplifting or things like that. The other thing is, well, certainly if you live here in France, you would know what happens in August. Yep, everybody goes on vacation. Well, so when they go on vacation, sure, they probably eat ice cream. But also, vacation means you're also probably more likely to be a victim of crime, okay? Because you're not going to, if you're a robber, I mean, it makes sense to rob an empty house rather than a house with people in it. Or, if you're a pickpocket, it's probably going to be easier to rob a tourist than somebody who's native to the area. Okay, so we could come up with all of these different reasons why this ice cream and crime relationship maybe not be causal. Okay, so this is one of these issues with correlation, is that it doesn't really allow you to control for other factors such as, all right, the temperature, how many students are on vacation, all these other variables that might actually be also predicting your outcome variable, which in this point was really crime, okay? And this is one of the reasons why I highly recommend using correlation as sort of a pretest tool, and you would really use more of a linear regression to actually test relationships, okay? And I'll be back to talk to you a little bit more about linear regression shortly. Okay, talk to you later.